Good evening, welcome to my channel. My name is David Okun, and thank you everybody for helping me to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you also for sharing my videos with family and friends, and also thank you so much for sharing your views with me, clicking like, watching the videos, and also clicking the notification bell. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. We have been doing great. We are a bit slow. We are 9 months into this project, and we are doing great things, and we are making steady progress. We have been talking about the cost of living as a crisis, a global crisis, which means it is also a crisis happening in your country, regardless where you are. And every time there is a problem, it is of necessity that we do something about it. And as an adult, or as a young person, or as somebody living in a family situation, as couples or single people, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, we are in a humanitarian society. And whenever there is a problem happening, we stick together as a human family to try and solve every problem as they occur. Therefore, the cost of living crisis being a problem in our society, affecting individuals and groups within countries, within continents of the world, we are actually of necessity obliged to understand the problem, to know what is happening around us, and therefore, as we understand, we actually assess and plan our lives, planning what needs to be done, and planning, and therefore trying to solve every problem. And the government of the modern societies have been very plain recently, and going forward, less and less of government is going to occur in our society, and therefore the help we used to enjoy, such as when crises happen, such as the cost of living crisis, is going to be less and less, it being the government is actually allowing us, giving us the opportunity to empower ourselves, to take responsibility for ourselves. Every government is actually saying that. And whatever help is available in your country, in your continent, please make the best use of it. And it's getting less and less, and because government policy is to shut down the public sector, we are operating the system, economic system of capitalism, which becomes extreme and dangerous for people who are actually not rich, the majority of the global population, who are actually the many and not the few. And like I said in the other video, if you're going to watch this video, watch it in conjunction with the rest about the cost of living. Today I will be talking about Great Britain, the United Kingdom. I will link this to the cost of living crisis in the sense that since history, especially the distant history, even in relating to how and when the United Kingdom was formed, when United Kingdom or Great Britain and Northern Ireland came into being. We're going to look at the history, we're going to look at every element of the United Kingdom as a model of a national infrastructure of a country, and I've said before, of countries, I've said before, of the globe. Globalization are actually a reflection of every country coming together to form one super nationality, super state in the world. In this time and in the time to come, going forward, the globe is going to be a village. We are going to obtain worlds without borders, and these are the changes. What is now capitalism operating as a standard procedure of economy and politics in nation states is going to translate into what is now a globalized nations across the globe, within continent, and this is actually the mode of operation going forward. And it is of necessity for us as people in the world to be on top of this information, to be experts in every topic involving our lives, developmentally and culturally. I have repeated this point over and again because it's of essence, and we take responsibility for ourselves. We culturally provide priority for humanity. That is what culture means. Culture means we value humans first, and then we value things second, including the environment, including wealth, including the economy, the cultural education, cultural progress. And that's what I've been talking about all along. I've been illustrating this point in different ways. So going forward, let us actually look at what happened when Britain became a country. The United Kingdom became a country, and we are going to look at the history and relate this with living. Please leave a comment below and let me know your thought. And the combination of the United Kingdom, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland came to form what is now known as the United Kingdom. And the United Kingdom as a pillar, which most of you know, and every country at the coat of arms. These are actually features of a country, with Britain as, with every country as. So I will go through this process so that we begin to be nations of the educated people of enlightenment, and we begin to celebrate our countries, whether we are in Britain, whether in other countries in Africa, other parts of the world. It's your responsibility to actually explore, to know what country we live in, because your country contains lands, and lands actually the source of wealth. It's actually the essence of development. Land also contains people, and not to mention animals. Animals are things they relate to development, and humans as human capital also relate to development. But as social welfare entities, we are actually humans, and we also contain, we are actually part of the world. So the world is for us, we are not for the world. We look for the world, we look after the world to look after us. This is actually cultural information, which I'll say that there are two sectors to the progress, development and culture. Development is about economy, politics, technology, science, and all these other security and all these other things, environment. But you see, anything to do with social factors, especially welfare, social welfare is actually to do with humanity. So this element of development consists of modern progress, and this is true in the past and also in the present. Therefore, we are actually minded to be aware of this, so that when we address issues such as the cost of living or other crises, then we are on top of our briefs. And I've said it previously, and I'll say it again. The fundamental reason in practice why there is the cost of living is because the government of the world, especially the Western world, which operate capitalism, have closed down the public sector. It is only the public sector of the economy which is capable to provide public service. Public service actually control things like energy, food, and housing, employment. These are actually social policy, social sector. It relates to humanity. It relates to people who are poor, who work for a living. And I've defined poverty in every country. Whichever country the definition fits. If you work for a living as a necessity, then you are actually classed as somebody who is poor. And if you don't have to work for as of necessity, then you should be a multi-billionaire or a multi-billionaire. And therefore, you will find that if you are a multi-billionaire or multi-billionaire, you form less than 10% of the global population. And this is the arrangement under capitalism. I've also seen elsewhere within the social welfare economy that employment is actually a factor of social welfare. And every time people work for a living, they are actually providing for their welfare. And every time this is disrupted, we suffer the consequences of income disruption, and this creates the cost of living. And that is why, to solve the problem of the cost of living crisis, the first thing we seek to do is to maximize our income. And this income maximization is achieved through employment and through other activities. It also achieved through self-employment in small and medium business. But to actually address the crisis involving income factor, you need to be working for a living. You need to be a poor person, which is actually more than 90% of the countries of the world. This information is fundamental. And I also like to say that in the past, like you will see in the example of Britain, the way society was created was by using force and violence. In the beginning of creating what today is modern Britain, and also the global countries, every country in every continent, there has been war, violence, force, destruction, death, and all sorts of things, robbery. And as we saw in slave trade, as historical incident, as a crisis in the past. But also, if you look intently at the present time, you will see that modern day slavery is still occurring in all sorts of ways. Some actually known, some actually identified from being laws. Others are less subtle. For example, I've argued elsewhere, and I would continue to put this point forward, that every time there is employment is of necessity. Employment is of necessity. If somebody employs you and you have to work for someone else as of necessity, then you are actually under a slave trade. Because to be free is a member of human community, a human species. To be free, you need to work for yourself. If you work for yourself, it doesn't matter how little you earn from yourself, you're free. That is the idea of freedom, self-employment. Every time you work being directed by an employer, you are actually under the jurisdiction of that. This is a state of affairs pertaining to a strictly modern economy and the capitalism. And that's why it is of necessity for the state to intervene to moderate what is actually at the default involved in containing injustice, especially social injustice. This is what I'll continue to explore. I'm inviting you to join me in the conversation so that we expand our knowledge to celebrate what is our lives, and also using every crisis, including the cost of living crisis, as an opportunity to improve our understanding of how our worlds work. And this is the essence of this exercise. And I'm extremely grateful for those who have consistently joined us. We are a small channel, and I'm optimistic, and we are here to stay. And my faith consists in this channel actually expanding. People actually supporting this channel by subscribing. The best way to support this channel is to subscribe. Therefore, the idea of slavery, we need to be very clear about. Because if you have to do something, because somebody else, you see, because of employment, the majority of the population, over 90% of the global population, have been subjected to slave labor. In the process, what they did, they created wealth for owners for businesses. And that's why every owner of business, especially big businesses now, big businesses became multi-billionaires. They don't work. They are good governors. They are bosses. Every boss of the world doesn't work. King Charles is a boss. Prime Minister, ministers, these are actually our bosses. They don't do any work. They do something resembling work, but that is not work. At the same time, we have come in a situation now of employment as an industry, where technology is now taking over the running the economy. Technology, however, is now creating wealth for the super rich, those who own wealth in offices. Those who used to work for a living as employees or as small and medium business owners, who are actually by nature or our economic system, by nature of capitalism. These small men and women who participated in the economy were actually treated as slaves, as in the form of the economic system known as capitalism. Let us be clear about capitalism. It is actually the only system across the globe. Whether you are in Russia, Ukraine, whether in Serbia, whether in Kosovo, it doesn't matter where you are, in Africa, in the developed world, in the developing world, Middle East, we operate a system of economy, a system of governance known as capitalism. Democracy fits within this precept. Capitalism, we support the market system, we support free enterprise, we support businesses, especially big corporations. These are as their objective to maximize profit, to make money, to create wealth for those who own these entities. It has never been the intention of businesses, especially big businesses, to create jobs for the country. This has been a misunderstanding which was created by poor communication or poor processing of government and politics in every country, in the global countries, such that people have now begun to believe that private companies are capable or actually set with the purpose to create employment. That is not the case. The private companies are by design, by nature, operate within the free marketized economic system, whose purposes are actually to produce wealth, to maximize profit. That is the essence. It has never been stated anywhere with credit to say that the private sector, especially the big business, have been created to create jobs. They don't do that, because job creation is a form of welfare system. These are done by the state, by the government under the system of democracy. If the government fails to provide employment, the private sector will not provide employment. This is the case. Even it doesn't matter how much money the government pours into the arms of, say, maybe energy company or farmers to produce food at affordable price, to produce energy at an affordable price. These factors, these utilities, these values, these essentials are always subjected to the market forces, and that is exactly what happened when there was a problem disrupting the supply of energy. It created a crisis which now resulted in the cost of living crisis. And if you monitor every crisis, whether military, whether economic, whether medical, whether social, whatever, technological, whatever, if you look at every incident of society, you will discover that the only way to deal with the crisis is if the government responds effectively. The government which has shut down the public sector, cannot, by its nature, cannot deal with effectively with any crisis, including the cost of living crisis. Therefore, the reason the government, including the government in the West, the UK, European government, America, African, they fail to deal with the cost of living for one reason, because the public sector has been closed down. The only way to deal with any public sector crisis like housing, employment, payment, fair pay, for your employer to pay you effectively, the government has to intervene in favor of the employees, in favor of small and medium businesses. If it fails, then you see a situation involving strikes with the nurses, with the clinicians, with the media, within the entertainment sector. It is the same. But it's changing, it's getting from bad to worse, in the sense that employment is going to switch off as soon as technology is produced sufficiently. And we are talking about artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, 3D printers, robotics. All these are good things, except that operating under capitalism, where if the government doesn't intervene by the public sector, then we are going to experience a state of unemployment as of necessity, because technology will now take our jobs. And beginning now, and there may be still some jobs, but we need full employment in the economy. Capitalism doesn't have the capacity to produce full employment unless the government intervenes. The government can no longer intervene even if it wants to. That's why you hear governments in America, in the UK, in Europe say they want to do this. They want to manage the NHS waiting time, and the housing waiting lists, and employment problem, pay problem. Sometimes they have to use politics to really address a situation which has become impossible. It has become impossible for one reason. The public sector is closed down. The country has been sold off to the super rich. The super rich bought this wealth because the country is actually wealth, it's also wealth. That's our land. They have been sold off to multimillionaires, and they keep the wealth for themselves. Multimillionaires, including the energy companies, food companies, medical companies, transport companies, employment companies. These do not know how to give money to support society, which is why government's elections are actually designed to bridge, to bridge this gap. It is not happening because ideologically, somebody decided within the conservatives of the world, in the UK, for example, the New Labour, the Conservative, the Democrat, they have decided privatization is the answer to every economic problem. They are wrong. They will continue to be wrong. But if they don't change it globally, it is now so necessary for a country like Britain to work with the European government, because the Labour Party cannot work alone in Britain. The Labour Party, even if it wants to bring back the public sector, which is actually the only way to help people, the majority of the world, the only way to produce social justice, and the failure of producing social justice to addressing the problem of social injustice may lead to so many people dying, actually, or being destroyed. Actually, some group of people are going to go extinct. That is the spread. And the Labour Party alone cannot solve the problem. Conservative Party alone cannot solve the problem. The Liberal Democrat in the UK, I'm talking about the UK, but also replicated across the globe because of globalization. Every government, every political party should work with political parties, should work with nation states together to agree to moderate capitalism by intervening by resurrecting the public sector, so that people, the majority of the global population, can be supported. It is a matter of life and death. If the Conservatives in the UK, America, and the Labour Party across the globe, the Conservatives across the globe, if they continue to play politics the way they're doing now, people are going to die. If they learn culture and grow up as adults, if politicians become adults and actually suspend party politics, then they will address the problem of the public sector and restore significant aspects of the public sector to provide public service. That is the only way to address the cost of living crisis or any other crisis for that matter. Let us go from there to look at Britain. I have already said some features of a country, of a state. A state is about glory, and it is a source of pride. Anthem of Great Britain, God Save the King, is a source of pride. The King of England is a source of pride. In theory, is a source of unity. The British people are proud of the royal family, and rightly. Every country should be proud of their country and support their leaders, like King Charles. God save the King. We have other features like the Royal Court of Arms. With devolution, we have actually divided modern day Britain into England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. So by devolution, these regions enjoy some semblance of autonomy. But Great Britain, the United Kingdom, is still an entity as a country. And like I said at the start, the United Kingdom is composed of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Great Britain includes Scotland, England, Wales, Scotland. The United Kingdom include Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So we know, most of us, if you live in another country, the capital of the United Kingdom is actually London, which is actually the largest city. The official language and national language is actually English, mainly. Regional and minority languages include Scots, Ulster, Scottish, Welsh, Cornish, Scottish Gaelic, Irish, British Sign Language. These are actually national identity. Ethnic groups. These are information from 2011. 87.1% are white people. So in the United Kingdom, the majority of the people actually are white people. So when we talk about immigration, if we talk of immigrants, especially black people swamping in the United Kingdom, it is not true. 87.1% are white. So if you are white or black watching this video, and if you hear somebody is saying immigrants are actually taking over your country, remember that white people still form 87.1% of the population. Only 7% are Asians. Black people are actually 3% only. So this is important because racial tension has been a major source of crisis in the country. So 2% are actually mixed, 0.9% are other people. In terms of religion, we have 59.9% are Christians. They practice religion called Christianity. 25.7% are actually they don't actually profess to any religion. 4.4% are actually Islam, and 1.3% are Hinduism. 1.2% are other form of religion. 0.7% are Sikhism, and 7.2% are actually undeclared in terms of their faith. The citizens of the United Kingdom are actually British or Briton, Brit as a colloquium. So the constituent countries are actually England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, like I said before. The government of the United Kingdom in its order, in its fingerprinting, is they practice a unitary constitutional, a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. So they have a unitary system of government. It is parliamentary in context, and it is constitutionally governed, and it is monarchical. The monarchy refers to the royal family. The monarch, or the king, the head of state, actually King Charles III. The prime minister is currently Rishi Sunak. So the legislature, where we get our laws and acted, is actually called parliament. So we are parliament are divided into two. The upper house is known as the House of Lords, and the lower house is known as the House of Commons. So the way Britain was formed within the laws. The laws in Wales, the Wales Act Union in 1535 and 1543, the Union of the Crowns on the 24th March 1603, the Treaty of Union on the 22nd July 1706. This is how the United Kingdom was formed. This is a historical timeline. The Acts of Union of England and Scotland in May 1st, 1707, and the Acts of Union of Great Britain and Ireland the 1st of January 1808. These are actually the timeline in the development of a country and in development in the formation of what is now the United Kingdom. Irish Free State Constitutional Act, the 5th of December 1922, and so on and so forth. So the area which is actually what constitutes the United Kingdom, the total area of the United Kingdom is 243,495 square kilometer, and that is translated into 93,628 square miles, and it is the 7th or the 8th biggest country in terms of size. In terms of water percentage, so we'll talk about land mass of the United Kingdom. In terms of water, it's 1.51. In terms of percentage, 1.15% of Great Britain is water. That was information from based on 2015. Population also in 2023 estimates is 68,138,484, 21st in the world. So Britain is about 70 million. Within the census of 2011, the 2011 census, the population was actually 63,102,178, was the 22nd in the world. The population density consists of 270.7 square kilometer, or 707.1 square mile, the 50th in the world. As we look at the GDP, PPP, per capita income, 2023 estimate at the total of $3.847 trillion. That's how rich or poor Britain is. Number 10th in terms of individual measurement of wealth. Britain is number 10th per capita. The total S of in trillion. The total S in everybody in terms of wealth measurement is Britain is number 10, standing at 3.847 trillion US dollar. And in terms per capita income, which is actually the measurement of wealth as per individuals, they talk about $56,471 dollar. That is number 28 in the world, which means roughly the population of Britain on average are paid. That is what they are worth, about 56, roughly 60,000 US dollar. GDP nominal 2023 estimate total 3.159 trillion. Britain is number 6. So when you say GDP nominal, that is the measuring the total wealth of the country. How rich is Britain in terms of world global measurement? Is number 6 in the world, meaning Britain is the 6th richest country in the world. So per capita Guinea 2019, Britain was actually 46,371, the 24th at that time. Guinea 2019 36.6, medium HDI 2021 0.929, very high. The currency we use in Britain is pound sterling, GBP. The time zone is actually UTC plus 0, Greenwich Mean Time, WET. Summer time, GST, UTC plus 1, British summertime, West. Date format is actually, we use day, month, and year, or we use year, month, day, day. Driving side, we do in the United Kingdom, we drive our cars, our vehicle, we drive on the left hand side. If we are using telephone, our dialing code is actually +44, and our ISO code is actually 3166 GB. Internet TLD UK.UK. The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, commonly known as the United Kingdom of Britain, is a country in Europe off the northwestern coast of the continental mainland. It comprises England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The United Kingdom includes the island of Great Britain, the northeastern part of island of Ireland, and many smaller islands within the British Isles. The Northern Ireland shares of land border with the Republic of Ireland, otherwise the United Kingdom, is surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean, the North Sea, the English Channel, the Celtic Sea, and the Irish Sea. The total area of the United Kingdom is 242,495 square kilometers, 93,624 square miles, with an estimated 2023 population of over 68 million people. Like I said, if I said like the synopsis about the United Kingdom has evolved from a series of annexations, unions, and separation of consistent countries over several hundreds of years. Like I said at the beginning, Britain was formed forcefully. When you talk of annexation, it means they took other lands by force of war, through wars. And so United Kingdom has evolved from a series of annexations, unions, and separation of consistent countries over several hundreds of years. It didn't happen in a day. It happened gradually over the years, where Britain actually invaded other countries and forcefully brought what is now United Kingdom by force. There was no democracy at that time, like we know today. But as I said as well, there are still traces of despotism, dictatorship, militarism, violence, and force in conducting government and politics, as well as running economic interests and propositions. The Treaty of Union between the United Kingdom, between the Kingdom of England, which also included Wales, and the Kingdom of Scotland in 1707, resulted in their unification to become the Kingdom of Great Britain. Its union in 1801 with the Kingdom of Ireland created the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. So this is the history of the development of what we now know as the United Kingdom. Most of Ireland seceded from the United Kingdom in 1922, leaving the present United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which formally adopted its name in 1922. So there was actually in 1922 most of Ireland seceded, immediately left Britain. They broke free from Britain. From the UK, they breaking free from the UK in 1922, leaving the present United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, which formally adopted its name in 1927. Now we still have Northern Ireland now. That is why we call ourselves. It used to be the United Kingdom used to include Ireland, of Ireland. The Republic of what's now Republic of Ireland. The Republic of Ireland actually broke away in 1922 from the United Kingdom. They left, they became independent, they found their freedom from the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom used to rule over Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Ireland itself. But this changed in 1922. In 1922, when the mainland Ireland left, but the United Kingdom remained with Northern Ireland, including England, Wales, and Scotland. That's actually what the information is trying to explain. The nearby Isles of Man, Guernsey, and Jersey are not part of the UK, being Crown dependencies, but the British government is responsible for their defense and international representation. What he says is that the Isle of Man, Guernsey, and Jersey are not part of the United Kingdom, but the something called Crown dependency. They depend on the Crown. The Crown is actually the monarchy. The United Kingdom, which is ruled by King Charles. King Charles is the head of state of the United Kingdom. So he is the executive authority of the United Kingdom in terms of the constitution, in terms of rule. But it's also sufficient to say that in the UK, the head of government, which is actually different from the state, the head of government, which is a factor, which is actually part of the state, head of government is the prime minister. So that information is important for people who might be interested. The UK became the world's first industrialized country and was the foremost power during the 19th and 20th centuries, a period of unchallenged global hegemony known as Pax Britannica. Britain became the most powerful country between the 19th and the early 20th century. The period nobody challenged Britain at that time. He gained ascendancy to power such as unchallengeable by anybody in the earth. So industrialization as a country produced results including having Britain becoming a leading global power as seen during the 19th and the 20th century. Nobody challenged Britain to the almost absolute authority over the globe. The 14 overseas territories are the last remnant of the British Empire, which at its height in the 1920s encompassed almost a quarter of the world's landmass and population, and was the largest empire in history. A part of the core Anglophonic world, British influence can be observed in the language, culture, legal, and political systems of many of its former colonies. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. That's what I said before. So you got the constitution. In constitutional terms, actually, it is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. The monarchy, like I said, refers to the royal family as rulers of Great Britain, of the United Kingdom. And also parliamentary democracy, we will see going along this, going through this material that Parliament, in terms of the Constitution, Parliament is actually sovereign, and that means it has almost absolute power of rule in the country. This is actually headed by King Charles in terms of the Constitution, but also in terms of the government, headed by the Prime Minister of the country. Its capital and largest city is London, the capital of England, a global city and financial center with a metropolitan population of over 14 million people. So you have London in England with 14 million population. Edinburgh, Cardiff, Belfast are the national capitals of Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, respectively. Other major cities include Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Glasgow, and Lincoln. These are actually international cities and now transforming into commercial powerhouses within the service sector as opposed to manufacturing sector in the global economic formulation. And Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland have their power, have their own devolved governments, each with varying power. So we talk of devolution of power in Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. The UK as the world's sixth largest economy by nominal gross domestic product (GDP) and the 10th largest by purchasing power parity. It is a recognized nuclear state and is ranked 4th globally in military expenditure. The UK has been a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council since its first session in 1946. It is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, the Council of Europe, the G7, the OECD, Five Eyes, NATO, and AUKUS. The UK is set to join the CSP/TPP, a major trade bloc in the Indo-Pacific, after negotiations regarding its accession concluded in March 1983. It was a member state of the European Community (EC) and its successor, the European Union (EU), from its accession in 1973 until its withdrawal in 2020. We have discussed at fair length the withdrawal of Britain from the European Union, which from time to time, in looking at Britain and looking at the United Kingdom, we will be in a position to look at the European Union as part of the progress, as part of the movement involving the United Kingdom. So we were going to look at etymology and terminology. We are going to look at Britain, a place name, and the terminology of British Isles in AD 43 in 43 AD, Britannica referred to the Roman province that encompassed modern-day England and Wales. Great Britain encompassed the whole island, taking in the land north of the river Forth, known to the Romans as Caledonia, to modern Scotland, that is Greater Britain. In the Middle Ages, the name Britain was also applied to a small part of France, now known as Brittany. As a result of Great Britain, likely from the French Britain, came into use to refer specifically to the island, with Brittany often referred to as Little Britain. However, that name had no official significance until 1707, when the island kingdoms of England and Scotland were united as the United Kingdom of Great Britain. The Acts of Union 1707 declared that the Kingdom of England and Kingdom of Scotland were united into one kingdom by the name of Great Britain. The term United Kingdom has occasionally been used as a description for the former Kingdom of Great Britain, although its official name from 1707 to 1800 was simply Great Britain. The Acts of the Union 1800 United Kingdom the Acts of Union 1800 united the kingdoms of Great Britain and Ireland in 1801, forming the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Following the partition of Ireland and the independence of the Irish Free State in 1922, which left Northern Ireland as the only part of the island of Ireland within the United Kingdom, the name was changed to the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Although the United Kingdom is a sovereign country, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are also widely referred to as countries. The UK Prime Minister's website has used the phrase countries within a country to describe the United Kingdom. Some statistical summaries, such as those for the 12 NUTs, one regions of the United Kingdom, refer to Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland as regions. Northern Ireland is also referred to as a province. With regard to Northern Ireland, the descriptive name used can be controversial, with the choice often revealing one's political preferences. The term Great Britain conventionally refers to the island of Great Britain, or politically to England, Scotland, and Wales in combination. This is some of the outlook of what Britain may or may not look like. This is actually the historical context of what became, as we now know as Great Britain. So, as I was trying to look at this material, the term Great Britain conventionally refers to the island of Great Britain, politically to England, Scotland, and Wales in combination. It is sometimes used as a loose synonym for the United Kingdom. These are just basic information to give you a picture of what developed historically and what now we understand as modern day United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It is sometimes used as a loose synonym for the United Kingdom as a whole. The word England is occasionally used incorrectly to refer to the United Kingdom as a whole, a mistake principally made by people from outside the UK. The term Britain is used as a synonym for Great Britain and the United Kingdom. Usage is mixed. The UK government prefers to use the term UK rather than Britain or British, on its own website, except when referring to embassies, while acknowledging that both terms refer to the United Kingdom and that elsewhere British government is used at least as frequently as United Kingdom government. The UK Permanent Committee on Geographical Names recognizes United Kingdom, UK, and U.K. as shortened and abbreviated geopolitical term for the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in its toponymic guidelines. It does not list Britain, but notes that it is only the one specific nominal term, Great Britain, which invariably includes Northern Ireland. The BBC historically preferred the use of Britain as shortened only for Great Britain, only for Great Britain, though the present style guide does not take a position except that Great Britain includes Northern Ireland. The adjective British is commonly used to refer to matters relating to the United Kingdom and is used in law to refer to United Kingdom citizenship and matters to do with nationality. People of the United Kingdom use several different terms to describe their national identity and may identify themselves as being British, English, Scottish, Welsh, Northern Irish or as having a combination of different national identities. The official designation for a citizen of the United Kingdom is British citizenship. This is an overview of how Britain or the United Kingdom look like in terms of different elements, different signatories. And the purpose for this exercise is to actually look at Britain as it developed to evolve into the present day country, and the significance of Britain is such that it led the world in different ways, in terms of politics and in terms of economic, in terms of society, social policy, for example, welfare state, and in terms of technology and in terms of environment and all these other factors. We have discussed this in the other elements of this discussion, the cost of living as a crisis, and we said what the government does in policy and law, but also in terms of practices, affect what now is the cost of living as a crisis and also other different forms of crisis. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the video. Watch it if you have time. Leave a comment. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss the next video. See you in the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.